In this video, I'm going to attempt to explain exactly why Cardano price is not lagging at all. In fact, it's actually a little bit ahead of schedule in terms of last cycle. And then the dollar mark. When is ADA going to break $1? And should it be above $1 right now? I don't think it should be. I want to explain that in this video. Hit the subscribe, hit the like. Let's just jump into it. Before we even dig into that, I do want to just point this out. Masari over here on X, State of Cardano Q4. This is a big deal. As you all know, I'm bullish on Cardano. I think it's the best play. It's the best altcoin play for a long-term value investor. And when it comes to institutions, if they have their eyes on altcoins, which they do, and they're going to start getting into altcoins, Cardano's the best play for big money. And it's only a matter of time before they realize this. It's the fundamentals that are in play right now for Cardano. It's slower moving. Things are happening slower within, how it was built over the years. But right now it is here. The infrastructure is there. The foundation is there. And so when we have Masari, firms like Masari giving a fair report for Cardano, it's important. It really is. And I just wanted to point this out. Masari, they've been known for kind of pushing Cardano to the side and leaving them out of reports a little bit. And this is a good deal. And you can even see Ryan over here is the founder and CEO of Masari. He says you can now access and search curated podcasts directly via the Masari homepage. Here's yesterday's Charles Hoskinson stream on our State of Cardano report. So giving Cardano some love. We want to see that. We want to see that because at the end of the day, everybody, and I'll just show you right now. I posted this. I just posted this the other day. And I basically I wasn't shouting out all of these firms, but I was definitely mentioning the fact that it's, in terms of altcoins, ADA, consistently a top 10 crypto. Cardano is the most decentralized, founded, and it's time-tested and peer-reviewed proof of stake. It's an altcoin dream for the value investor. And so most big players do not realize this yet, but they will. And I tagged the 9, the Bitcoin ETF, the 9, because I truly think it's only a matter of time before their eyes are on Cardano. So again, when we see things like this happening in this space, it's a good thing because it doesn't always happen with Cardano. It just doesn't. So that's that. Now, before we dive into the ADA charts and I really break down why ADA, and I'm just going to show you so visually and very simply and quickly why ADA is not lagging right now. It shouldn't be above $1 right now. Why it could be very soon when it's above $1. Before we do that, special shout out to Coinledger. Today's sponsor, awesome sponsor of Crypto Capital Venture over the years. Crypto tax is done in minutes. Do your taxes, everybody. First off, I just want to encourage you. Do your taxes. Not only use Coinledger to do it so you can do it properly, but use it so that you can save yourself an insane amount of mental stress and time and money. Hit the link below and get signed up with them. Get 10% off with CCV code. But crypto tax is done in minutes. Wanted to go over a few points. It's this simple. You import your transactions, and you can see kind of on the screen, a demo, and I've done demos like this. It really is like this quick. You import transactions via API, which you see here on the screen. You can log into your Coinbase and kind of just hook it up that way, I think. You can import a manual CSV report, take your wallet address, paste a wallet address from MetaMask or your ADA wallet, and boom, it imports your data so quickly. And then your report is there. You can preview it, and then you can very simply generate it. And the other thing is this, especially now, I'm bringing this up again because it's not like we're in bull market highs right now, but save money on your tax bill with crypto losses, tax loss harvesting. When you have access to the data and you really realize, and this is what's crazy, you'll be surprised to understand once you run a quick report to understand your situation. Like, whoa, I didn't realize I had that many losses. What was I doing? I did that many trades. I didn't even realize I did that many trades. You'll see things like that. That's happened to me over the years, over and over again. Just seeing I did that many, I did that much transactions, and I couldn't even imagine for a moment tracking it all manually at this point. I just couldn't. And doing it properly because there's so much data, so much numbers. Easily import historical data. Coinledger integrates directly with your favorite platforms to make it easy to import your historical transactions. Whether you're trading, earning interest, or buying NFTs, you'll be able to import your transactions, calculate your taxes with ease. If you're an ADA staker, boom, it'll track that for you as well. And then this is a big one. I really think it is. Trusted TurboTax partner. Your reports can be directly imported in TurboTax Online, TurboTax Desktop, TaxAct, and many other platforms. So if you're doing this yourself, like you're using TurboTax, for instance, software to do your taxes, if you have some simple taxes and you're just like, you know what, I need my crypto stuff though, hook it up. This makes it so easy, everybody. Just directly import right into TurboTax or whatever you're using. And even if you're not, if you have a CPA, they're going to want access to this data. They're going to need access to this data to do your tax report correctly. Share it with them. I think there's an area in the back office you can very simply just give them access to the data. So here are all of the platforms. You can just see them scrolling on the screen. Just whatever you're using, whatever you've been using, exchanges, wallets, just all of these different setups. Very simply, get access to data. It takes minutes. I've done demos on this channel. We'll probably do more, and it'll save such a headache. So sign up with them in the link below. Thanks, Coinledger, for sponsoring the video. I posted this the other day. I don't think Cardano will break $1 before Bitcoin halving. Let me just say right now, very humbly, number one, I want to actually be wrong. And I said I'll give someone in the comments 1,000 ADA if I'm wrong. And it does break $1 before Bitcoin halving. I want to be able to do that. It'd be awesome. I really would love for ADA to break back above $1. But number two, this whole topic of $1 is going to demonstrate, we're going to look at the charts, it's going to demonstrate exactly why ADA is so far ahead than where it actually should even be right now. A lot of people are like, man, ADA should be back above $1 right now. And it really shouldn't. Not in terms of previous cycles. It really should not. So let's discuss this. Let me first start by just mentioning something. You all know I track the bull market doors for Bitcoin. I think a lot of people might initially think, you know what, man, Dan tracks these bull market doors for this big Bitcoin signal. And that's one part of it, right? Breaking these Bitcoin bull market doors, it's a part of it, right? Because we see what happens next, previous cycles. Some really nice parabolic gains. But let's point something out that's obvious. Let's take last cycle, for instance. When Bitcoin broke the bull market doors, it's like, okay, you waited all this time to get this bullish confirmation, and Bitcoin's like already breaking all-time high again. What is that? The biggest reason is because Bitcoin for me is a roadmap to all of crypto. So when this is happening throughout these cycles, right? And even right now, this is what's happening right now, and this is why we're having this conversation. When it's happening and Bitcoin's making this move, altcoins still haven't made their move, right? Altcoins are they're still down a little bit, or at least just exiting the bear. And I should kind of take that back a little bit. Altcoins have made an exit out of the bear market, right? In this case, 150% from the low, basically, for ADA. And the same is true even last cycle. At the point where Bitcoin's breaking the bull market doors right here in November 2020, ADA from, let's just call it the real bear market low, not the COVID low, but ADA was up like 300, 400%. So there were moves there, but it's the Bitcoin bull market doors that signaled really what was really getting ready to happen for ADA and altcoins. And that's the same for me now. It's what's really getting ready to happen for ADA and altcoins. That's why I use those bull market doors. In terms of where ADA is, let me first start, before we talk about $1, let me first start by just explaining and showing exactly why I don't think ADA is lagging at all, and it is ahead. And I know I've mentioned this a lot, but I wanted truly just the topic of the video to be this. Look at where ADA is in terms of Bitcoin halving. Right here. There's the Bitcoin halving. I think it's like 63 days or something. Let's see. 63. So 63 days from Bitcoin halving. If we go last cycle and we say, okay, let's do 63 days from Bitcoin halving. That's 91. Let's bring this in. 63 days. First off, that's like the COVID swing low, right? So that's not helpful at all. But let's take it out of COVID. ADA bounced out of COVID, and let's take it to Bitcoin halving, right? And let's just see, how far was ADA down at that moment? At that moment, from all-time high, after it bounced out of COVID, and Bitcoin halving is in play. And let's even take it to this first little swing high here, right after COVID, is down 93% at that moment. At halving, or actually even after halving. Right now at this moment, from all-time high, ADA is down 80%. And we're still weeks away from Bitcoin halving. So I was more than generous. I gave ADA even just a nice move to the upside just to show you, because if I wasn't generous, I could say, let's take this swing high, a very similar environment to where ADA is, or even the COVID swing low, and then we're at like 98% or 95% from all-time high. So in that regard, you can just see ADA is ahead of itself. It just is. And if you look at this right now, not only is it ahead of itself, but we have this environment in crypto where Bitcoin is testing these bull market doors in a way that it has never done prior to the Bitcoin halving. So we have an ADA chart and an ADA setup that is more like this move back here. And I've talked a lot about this recently in videos, because this is the move we're tracking. This entire move to the upside and then the consolidation back down at the 20 and the 50 is such a similar technical move from this swing high to the upside and a move back down. Whether or not we test the 20 and 50 is still yet to be seen. We've kind of got a little bit of a bounce just above the 20, but those areas are still in play if we fail to break out here. But the move is so similar, and there's really two major reasons besides the fact that they look very similar. You can just see right now that was a higher high for ADA from this swing high. That was a higher high for ADA out of the bear market. At this moment last cycle, ADA was putting in a lower high, right? So you can see right there, that's the move. That's the higher high move we want to see, whether it's from this high or even from this high. That's the higher high we want to see. And then the RSI momentum perspective, you can just see ADA in a very similar type of environment. Overbought in this move, consolidating down. And then post-halving last cycle, overbought in this move and consolidating down. So we're in the consolidation phase and potential bounce to the upside right now in the shorter term. But that just shows you exactly it. Now let's talk about a dollar. So ADA, as we know, is already outperforming itself from last cycle from a percentage-wise, and also from a time frame-wise, we're earlier, meaning we should be grateful, actually, with where ADA is right now. It's not lagging, truly lagging, even more than you think it is right now. But let's talk about a dollar, because I think this is the big one, right? I obviously posted, I don't think Cardano will break $1 before halving, but let's look at this, because truly, this is becoming very interesting. Let's make a note real briefly. Bitcoin broke the bull market doors right, let's just say beginning of November, right? So basically right here on the ADA chart. So if that's the case, what I want to do is I want to take a bars pattern and just say, you know what? Let's say Bitcoin does it. Let's say Bitcoin explodes to the upside right now, doesn't fall back down before consolidating. Because if it falls back down and starts consolidating before trying to break these doors again into halving, I certainly don't think ADA will make that move to $1. But let's say ADA makes the move. Let's say Bitcoin breaks through the bull market doors, and let's say ADA makes the move, similar to last cycle from that time frame, right? So last cycle, Bitcoin breaking the bull market doors, and then the move for ADA. Let's take it over to where ADA is, literally like right now. Check this out. Look at how close this could be. So speculative, if we just take the bars pattern from the move last cycle, November, bull market doors being broken, if this happens in the short term for Bitcoin, just look at this. If we just mark real quick where $1 is right around there. Look at how close this is. And I think this is like one of the best case scenarios, right, for crypto as a whole, but obviously for ADA as well. Bitcoin just keeps going right now, and ADA is actually, it made its consolidation move to the downside, and it's about to take off. That's the best case scenario. But even in this scenario, look how close this is to break. It's like, it looks like it's breaking $1 right at the Bitcoin halving. So it's pretty incredible to see how close this might be in this scenario where things really do end up being bullish for Bitcoin and crypto in the next 1 to 2 months. This could be a very close call for ADA. But the other thing that I think in play, besides that being a close call, is just the fact that there's no guarantee Bitcoin's going to make this explosive move to the upside. And it could happen tomorrow. And I want it to. Let me be clear. But there's always the case where, you know what, there's going to be consolidation, continued consolidation, maybe just in this general range for ADA going into halving. As the 20 pulls up closer into ADA price, maybe it's just going to be sideways, right? So that's also in play. So we have the hybrid of kind of these two scenarios where ADA keeps consolidating and it doesn't get that breakout moment that we all want right now. And then the other scenario where actually it does start breaking out, right? And making a move to the upside. But it could be a close call whether or not ADA makes that move to $1. I will say this. It's only, and really, it's only around 66% away from breaking $1. This is a move. It sounds like a lot, but that's just a move that could just happen so quickly. If we look at the last cycle when ADA made the breakout from the 20-week moving average and, Bitcoin was breaking the bull market doors at that moment, ADA finally exploded out of that range. I mean, that first week or two alone was 70% to the upside, let alone the weeks that followed. ADA was just going crazy, like 300% to the upside. So the move can happen very, very quickly. It's just a matter of whether or not it's going to happen before or after the Bitcoin halving and how much consolidation there is between now and then. But I will say this, everybody. If you just take a moment, and I know there's going to be so many people that don't. They just look at the title of the video or the thumbnail. They won't take a moment to look at the data. But if you just take a moment to look at the data, it's clear. ADA really shouldn't be back above $1 just yet. Maybe soon, maybe even before halving. But the move, it's not like we should be sitting back above $1 right now, right? It's just not the case. If ADA were to repeat itself, and I should have said this at the beginning, I'll put this in a big timestamp. If ADA were really going to repeat itself to last cycle, ADA wouldn't even be breaking $1 until well after the Bitcoin halving. And I'm talking about weeks or months after the Bitcoin halving. And ADA wouldn't be where it is right now at 60 cents. So that's just clear as day if you just look at this chart from a very data perspective angle, not a hopium angle, not an emotional angle. It just is what it is. So these are my thoughts, everybody. We'll see what happens. It's pretty cool that we're in this general range, similar to last cycle at this moment. ADA was around 10 cents. Well, this time around, we're sitting at 60 cents. And it's happening earlier, before the Bitcoin halving, as opposed to after the Bitcoin halving. So those are my thoughts, everybody. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I just want to do a video on this. I had to just kind of get that out there, and it's probably not going to be the last time I talk about that, but I appreciate y'all. Hit the subscribe, hit the like. I'll see you in the next video. God bless.